Hey guys, happy Friday. We're excited to be back with you today. We are talking to our home buyers today. If you're out there searching for that perfect piece of property to call home, we want to talk to you about that. We want to talk to you about how you find out if that listing price that you've seen is a fair value on that home. And Kimberly, how do we do that? What do we do with our buyers to make sure that what they're looking at and what they're going to offer maybe on a home is the actual home value?
Exactly. Yeah. So one of the first things we do with our buyers, we take them out, we show them, 5, 6, 7 homes. They find the home or the house that they want to make their home, and that can be an emotional process. But as professionals, we come back, I sit down, and I look at comparable homes, comparable closed homes. And so these are homes that are comparable in square footage, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, and they're also comparable as far as upgrades. And so we usually like to have at least 3 of those, sometimes 4, and I look at the price that those homes closed at. And so then I take those 4 homes and look at the price, and then I make a suggestion to my buyers as to where we need to come at an offer for the home that they've fallen in love with, and suggest that price to them as the offer that we're going to make to the sellers on the home. Sometimes, ideally, it's close to what they're asking for. Sometimes it's not, unfortunately.
It's not, because my home, of course, is worth more to me
Sure.
than it might be to anybody else if I'm selling. So, again, that's an emotional decision too sometimes. So, but looking at that, so after you've helped them with that, they've decided to make an offer. Hopefully that seller has accepted that offer, and now you're moving things along. And so maybe there's a lender involved. And so you want to talk with your lender, and they're maybe going to suggest something called an appraisal, right?
Yeah, so 9 times out of 10, that appraisal is going to be required. And the reason that is because the lender wants to protect their investment.
Their investment, not your investment.
That's right. Yeah. Sometimes though, depending on if you sold a home and you have a bunch of equity, money that you're putting down on that home, the lender feels that they have enough equity put down that their investment's protected. So they are going to allow you to waive the appraisal. Yep.
And in doing so, you're actually saving $500 roughly. Let's just say that's what the appraisal cost is. So I'm going to come and say, Kimberly, I'm going to put down this money on this home, and the lender said I don't need an appraisal, so I'm just going to save that $500, and you're going to say to me, no, you're not.
That's exactly what I'm going to say to you. Yeah. I am going to highly suggest that we still pull an appraisal, and that's because I care about you and your money, and I want you to protect your money.
And it's certainly possible that appraisal could come in lower than what they thought was lower than even the offer sometimes. So
that's right.
What happens in that situation?
Yeah. So in the case that it comes in and let's say that it's dependent, let's say that the lender required you to have the appraisal. If the appraisal falls short, it's going to kill the deal. In the case that, the lender's not going to lend you money, more money than what the house is worth. So now we know what the house is worth, because the house is worth what the appraisal say. So the lender's going to tell you, Jessica, I'm not going to give you $300,000 when the house is worth $292,000.
Right. Okay.
So at that point, we renegotiate with the seller. Our options are either to just cancel the deal. The seller has the option to come down, or you have the option, if you're completely in love with the house, to bring that cash to the table, which I'm going to suggest you don't do.
Because your job as my agent is to help to protect me and represent me through this transaction. So, well, listen, we want to help you and give you more information about this if you need it or are interested in talking about it. You can always reach out to us at info@KimberlyMajekGroup.com, or you can contact Kimberly directly at 803-322-1426. Let us know how we can help. Join us next time when we talk about how you determine what the listing value is if you're selling your home.
We're going to talk about how, on the seller side, having an appraisal fall short and why it's important to list your house correctly at the correct list price to begin with, and how you can actually lose money if you don't start at the correct listing price, and you can net more in your pocket if you start at the correct list price. So it's important.
All that coming next week. Guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.
See you next week.